We have made it to season number 3 of the Golden State Warriors MyNBA Franchise here on NBA 2K25. It's a big year for us. We've had back-to-back good regular seasons to start this series, but only have one playoff win over the last 2 years to back it up. The goal of this offseason was to add some youth, add some energy, and get some pieces for the future. And I think we did that, moving up for picks 18 and 19 in the draft, selecting Roman Loggins-Burrell and Kajai Stokes. As for the last episode, we went through free agency. Jimmy Butler accepted his player option. He's back. And we added some vets, including Simone Fontecchio, Chris Dunn, and we signed Jabari Springer as well. Is it a nepotism signing? Maybe. But he's only 20 years old. He didn't get much of an opportunity last year on Detroit. I think he's an intriguing young player, as is Keone Kaleo, an undrafted rookie from Hawaii, who might get an opportunity sooner than later. It is worth noting that Steph is now the oldest player in the league, and Jimmy's in the top 3 or 4 of that category as well. So it's going to be a challenge with our best players being, well, grandpas. It's going to be even more of a challenge with Luka Doncic agreeing to sign with the Spurs. He pairs up with Victor Wembanyama, and this certainly caught me by surprise because the Spurs were the best team in the regular season last year after the addition of Trae Young, who I figured would go back to the Spurs, and they offered him after they signed Luka. But Trae felt like they picked Luka over him, so being petty, he decided to sign with the Mavericks, who are in a weird spot because it's hard to imagine they're going to be as good as they've been, making the Western Conference Finals 3 years in a row, and they don't really have many trade assets. They can't move their picks. Derek Lively's too valuable. It's really just Jaden Hardy. And with all due respect, what is Jaden Hardy getting in a trade? And while we're on the subject of trades, I do actually have a couple last-minute moves across the league before we get started here with our season. I've been looking for Kawhi Leonard trades throughout the offseason. There aren't many teams who are able to make the money work. However, I found that the Denver Nuggets can do it, and this is a landing spot to me that makes a lot of sense, and I think this is a good deal for all parties. For the Clippers, they've got to hit the reset button. They did not have a good year last year. Their team really isn't going anywhere. They are missing a number of their future picks, but they do have their own first-rounder this year, meaning they can rebuild, tank for a year, and end up with a good pick. As for the Nuggets, Nikola Jokic has a player option for this upcoming offseason, and the Nuggets haven't exactly done a good job of building around him since they won their championship back in 2023. So I think rolling the dice a little bit on a guy like Kawhi Leonard is a worthwhile risk. Kawhi really hasn't lost a step, and sure, he's had a hard time staying on the floor due to injuries, but even at 35 years old, when he's played, he's still been really good. Now, we have to keep in mind that Kawhi is a 35-year-old injury-prone player, so because of that, the return is not nearly going to be as much as it normally would for someone of his talent level. Now, the Clippers are still going to get quite a bit. Kawhi Leonard is not going to Denver for free. Michael Porter Jr., 2 1s and 2 2s are going from the Nuggets, and then I have a separate part of this deal with Zach LaVine and Ricard Larson going to the Lakers for Drew Holiday, Jared Vanderbilt, and 3 seconds. The reason why I had the Lakers in here is because I think this Zach LaVine, Drew Holiday swap makes sense. Both guys are on big but expiring contracts, so that essentially offsets. The Clippers need more of a point guard, and the Lakers need more scoring, so that's why I think that swap makes sense. And then I've got another deal here. The Miami Heat adding some much-needed star power with Julius Randle. I think the Heat want to add a 4th star with Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Jalen Suggs, and even Khalil Ware, who had a big offseason. And Randle, to me, makes sense as a fit. If we look at the Miami Heat, they acquired Larry Markin at the deadline last year, but the trade fell through. That's because it didn't save. Lowry ended up being dealt on draft night to the Nets, where he is now. So Julius Randle as a consolation prize makes sense. They're going to be getting him and Pacom Dadier in exchange for Andrew Wiggins, Nikola Jovic, Donnie Bridger, a future first, and a future second. The Knicks just won the championship a couple years ago, but I think they want to add more overall versatility. Guys who can guard multiple positions, guys who can switch onto the perimeter and inside. So Miami adds some star power with Randle, and I think Pacom Dadier is going to play a pretty big role for them. And then for the Knicks, they get guys who I think they view as better fits with Andrew Wiggins and Nikola Jovic, players who can guard multiple positions, who are better defensively than Julius Randle and Pacom Dadier, but should still provide some offense and some more floor spacing for Jalen Brunson and company. The Knicks have shuffled the deck a little bit throughout the offseason, acquiring those guys along with Trace Jackson-Davis, and I think their roster is better suited for the long haul. There are some teams across the league who I think could be looking to make moves sooner rather than later throughout the season. The Bucks wanted to add a second star this offseason after trading Damian Lillard, and they didn't really do that. Giannis is on a player option this offseason, so if they're doing well, I think they try to make a splash, or if they're not doing well, they move Giannis for a big package. They did sign Jaden Ivey, but I don't think that's enough. If a star like Giannis becomes available, I think the Nets are going to be at the top of that list. They've got young assets, they've got picks, and they've got the big market. The Pelicans could make a big move, whether that's adding another piece or trading someone away. They decided to stand pat in the offseason, keep their top pick with Jamar Fofana, who's going to play a pretty big role early on. I'm really curious to see how they do and how they respond. Kevin Durant is in his final season. I could see the Suns maybe tearing things down if they don't play well early in the season. And another team like Brooklyn, who I think could be buyers, is San Antonio. Right now, the only super large contract on this team is Luka Doncic. They have many other tradable salaries, young assets, and draft picks to make a deal happen. Victor Wembanyama is on the last year of his rookie contract before he eventually gets maxed out. So if there ever is a time for the Spurs to make the move, this would be the year to do it. And again, they've got the salaries, the picks, and the players to make a deal happen. I don't know if it would work, but if the Spurs got Giannis, Christ almighty, help us all. Anyway, let's take a look at our rotation to start the year. The question with the starting lineup is who's going to start at the 2? For right now, I'm going to try Antoine Salish, given his +8 ratings boost in the offseason. For now, he's going to be the starter there, and Ayo Dosunmu is going to come off the bench, but based on how certain guys play, we may adjust that as we see fit. As for the rest of the second unit behind Ayo and Bona, for right now, it'll be Simone Fontecchio and then the 2 rookies. But if they struggle or if somebody gets hurt, which one of those things is inevitable, then I think Jabari Springer and Chris Dunn would probably be the first in line to get minutes. I am curious to see Keone Kaleo and what he's all about, so he might get an opportunity sooner rather than later as well. Look who we have in the opener. It's the Spurs. Luka will be making his Spurs debut against us. He's not the only addition they made this offseason, signing Jalen Duren, Tyus Jones. They got a big leap from Chance Palermo. It is worth noting that Devin Vassell tore his Achilles late last year. He's going to miss the first half of this season. So to replace him, the Spurs made another late signing right at the buzzer, bringing back Jeremy Sohan, who will be starting in this game. Right before I hopped in, I got one more last-second trade offer, and it's interesting. Jimmy Butler for Evan Mobley. I'm not going to do this because it makes no sense for Cleveland to even consider. I want what they're smoking because it must be the good stuff. Let's get this show on the road. Season 3 in San Antonio is here. The Warriors will be kicking off the 2026-2027 campaign against Luka Doncic, Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs. All eyes are on this matchup to see how Luka and Wemby look together. The Spurs won the most games in the league last year, 64, and they added the NBA's MVP. They are obviously the clear title favorites, especially if they go out and make another move at some point later in the season. So with their recent addition of Jeremy Sohan, he'll start in the front court with Wemby, and Jalen Duren will come off the bench. I honestly think it makes a lot of sense to have the 2 bigs play together, given Jalen Duren's defensive deficiencies. But for now, he'll rock with the backups as Wembanyama wins the tip and we are underway. Welcome to Season 3, everyone. Chance Palermo with it on the wing, expected for a big role this season. As he pulls from deep, it is no good. Wembanyama with the rebound, out to Luka. Corner 3 is good. And Luka's first shot as a Spur ends up being a 3. Here is Jonathan Kuminga with it in transition, guarded by Doncic. Over to Salish, hands it off to the big man, Miles Turner, who hits that shot over the extended arm of Victor Wembanyama. 5-2 now. Here's Curry, officially the oldest player in the league with LeBron's retirement. Out to Kuminga, who connects the long-range triple, his first points of the year, and we are tied at 5. Chance Palermo with it on the drive, blows by Butler, and is in for the layup. Jimmy looked real slow on that play, I've got to say. He is 37 years old. We have to be prepared for it. As again, he closes out too slow, and Chance Palermo makes him pay. A quick start for the former late first-round pick out of Kansas as he's got it back on the wing. Luka wide open. What is Jimmy doing? He doesn't need to help inside and leave Luka wide open on the wing. What a bad defensive start for Jimmy Butler. 13-5. Curry in for the layup, trying to stop the run that the Spurs are on. The 38-year-old is in with his first points of the year. Here's Luka out to Palermo. Seriously, what is Jimmy doing? Why did he sag off by about 5 steps? That just does not make any sense. Luka now with a 3. That one's good. We've got to call a timeout before this game falls apart, and we're going to make an early switch. Jimmy Butler has been horrible. We need some life. We need some energy. We're going to bring in Roman Loggins-Burrell, the rookie. He's not the 6th man, but we need a spark from him as he gets his first career assist on a 3-pointer by Jonathan Kuminga. 19-10 now. Curry with it out to Turner. Back to Curry. Looking for the screen. Step back. 3-ball is good. A pair of quick threes for Golden State, and they'll cut the lead at half. It's within 6. Palermo with it on the drive. Layup is good. Chance Palermo and Luka Doncic are the only 2 players on the Spurs to score so far. That's not the only thing those 2 have in common. I can't quite put my finger on it. Salis, pump fake. Jumper is good. His first points of the year. It's a 6-point lead once again. Loggins-Burrell with it on the drive in the corner. Antoine Salis for 3. And it is a 1-score game. Now make it a 5-point lead. The Warriors are quickly battling back after their rough start. Luka inside for Palermo. His layup is good. These 2 guys are cooking us right now. Rosa did not sit in the back of the bus for this to be happening. Loggins-Burrell snuffed at the rim by Wembanyama. Welcome to the league, rookie. His first career shot attempt is blocked by Victor Wembanyama. Spurs back with it. Here's Stephon Castle inside for Luka Doncic, who is in with the slam. We have no answers for Luka up to this point as it's 27-18. Luka back with it on the drive. Gets by Roman and Ayo Dosunmu, and it's an 11-point game. Curry out to the new signing, Simone Fontecchio, who misses the 3. He's got to make that shot. We signed him to hit open 3s. On the other end, Luka Doncic, triple is good. A 9-0 run for the Spurs, and they're right back up by 14 points. This has not been a good first quarter. Loggins-Burrell on the drive. Layup is good. His first NBA basket comes with a challenging layup. Inside, Jalen Duren's shot is off the mark. Good defense by Adembona. And here comes Golden State. Loggins-Burrell out to Dosunmu in the corner. Curry for 3. That one is good. Steph's got 8. If we're looking for a positive, 38-year-old Steph Curry doesn't look too much worse. Here's Roman Loggins-Burrell with it. Back out to Curry. On the drive, matched up with Tyus Jones. He's able to push off him, but not foul him, and make the layup. 32-25, Curry back with it. Inside for a cutting Fontecchio. The Italian stallion is in for the slam. 5-point game, 15 seconds to go in the first. Luka Doncic with it. Drives by Ayo Dosunmu, is able to get in front of him. A nice move there by Luka Doncic, who's nearing like 20 already here in the first quarter. We have shut out Victor Wembanyama, and it hasn't mattered. Roman Loggins-Burrell calling for isolation, then gets it to Curry. Has to heave it up at the end of the quarter, and it is no good. 34-27, the Spurs lead through 1. Definitely not our best quarter. We played well over the last couple of minutes, though, so hopefully that carries into the second. As Antoine Salis is in for the slam. He's going to play a lot of minutes when Curry is out. I want one of those 2 guys in the game at all times. So that way we have a very capable shot maker always on the floor. Jimmy Butler back in, and he throws it down. Butler struggled early in the first quarter, sat the final 7 minutes. We're hoping he looks a little better here in the second, and I guess that's a good start. Lead within 2. Kuminga out to Butler. Midi will fall. That's really more the law in 2 of anything. And so far, Jimmy Butler's playing a lot better. 3 for 3 in the second quarter, and now we're tied at 35. Luka puts the Spurs right back ahead as he hits the triple. 3-point game. Look at number 9, the other rookie, Kajai Stokes. He's in for the game for the first time. Butler, step back, answers with a 3 of his own. Now we're tied at 38 as Doncic throws it down. And again, welcome to the league, rookie. Kajai Stokes gets postered by Luka for the and 1 slam. 3-point game. Salis on the drive. Layup will fall. Antoine Salis started the game slowly, not scoring in the opening 5 minutes, but he's played a lot better since. Kajai Stokes with it, out to Butler. Pump fake, fool Sohan. Stokes with it. Line 2. His first NBA shot is also a miss. We drafted him because he hits open shots. Got to have that one fall next time. Stokes with it on the drive. He's doubled. Butler swings it out. Ayo Dosunmu, his three is good. We're tied at 43. The Spurs looking for the lead back. Castle misses. Luka offensive rebound. No good. Luka offensive rebound again. Blocked by Kuminga. Luka gets it again and is eventually fouled. That's unacceptable, letting them get 4 shot attempts. But matters only get worse as we look at the replay right there. Look at Steph. Looks like he might have tweaked his back. That's not good. When you're the oldest guy in the league, yeah, it's more likely you're going to get hurt. So our best player getting injured minutes into the season is obviously not what we had hoped for. 3-point game off the steal. Stephon Castle is in for the layup. It is a 5-point lead for San Antonio. Dosunmu with it out to Jonathan Kuminga. Pump fake, gets by Sohan, and lets it rip with the slam. 3-point game. Spurs call time. Look, bottom right, lower back bruise for Steph. It's a 2 to 4 week injury. It's really not a serious injury at all, but considering he's 38 years old, we have to play it smart. His status is questionable for the rest of this game as Chance Palermo hits the triple. 4-point lead for the Spurs. Luka Doncic with it in isolation with Salis. Yeah, it's lunchtime, and Luka's going for seconds. Wouldn't be the first time. 6-point game. Salis with it out to Ayo Dosunmu. Back to Salis. Pump fake. Tries to get some space. Step back. 3-ball is good. It rattles in, and Antoine Salis has a dozen in the first half. The rookie averaged 14 a game last year, making the all-rookie second team, as Sohan's layup is no good. Warriors with a chance to tie or bring you within 1 on this possession. Salis on the drive with a stylish slam. He's really starting to heat up, and with Curry's status in doubt for the rest of the game, we need him to cook. Kuminga, layup, and the foul, and 1. It's Castle with the contact, and the Warriors take their first lead of the entire game. 56-55. Sohan, open triple is good, and our lead lasts a good maybe 15 seconds. Following Spurs possession, here is Chance Palermo with it, guarded by the rookie Stokes. He's doubled. The Warriors looking to send some pressure on the ball as Wembanyama's shot is no good. He's still scoreless, by the way. Kajai Stokes with it, gets it over to Simone Fontecchio. On the drive, out to Roman Loggins. Burrell, who hits the 3 in the corner. The consistency from 3 with Roman is definitely something that's going to have to get better, but he makes his first triple as a pro. Final seconds of the first half. Wembanyama makes the layup. Spurs ahead. Wemby finally on the board. And it looks like the Warriors are going to get one more shot off. Kuminga, not a bad look, but it is no good. We played really badly for most of the first quarter, so the fact that we're down by 1 in a game where we really haven't played well, and our best player has gotten hurt, honestly is kind of a miracle. We've got to stop these stars, though. Luka and Wemby have combined for 33 points. Luka has 31. He's really the guy we've got to D up on. Whoa, pause. But in all seriousness, he does have half of their points, and that's a problem. Salis with the steal in transition. Mama! There goes that man! Antoine Salis puts the Warriors back ahead, and look who's in the game. Curry with the defensive stop on Sohan. I want to be cautious with him. He's 38 years old, but it's really not a serious injury. We're going to have him play through it as Antoine Salis is in for the slam. 3-point game. Here's Luka Doncic with it. He gets it over to Wembanyama. His triple is good. After a rough shooting output in the first half, if Victor Wembanyama can get going, that would be bad news for us. He sends it in the corner for Chance Palermo, guarded by Jonathan Kuminga. Palermo out to Luka Doncic. His triple is good. This dude is just unguardable. There's really nothing we can do. He had 20 in the first, 11 in the second, and gets his first shot at the third. Salis with a nice move on Stephon Castle, who's a really good defender. Salis with a team-high 20 points. Luka Doncic with it on the lob. It's stolen up by Jimmy Butler. In transition, Salis out to Curry. Layup is good. And Curry gets his first points of the third quarter. We outscored the Spurs by 6 in the second quarter, even though Curry was only on the floor for like a minute. Luka Doncic, layup is good, even with 3 guys in the paint to try and stop him. Warriors call time down by 5. Jimmy Butler with it over to Ayo Dosunmu. He's had a nice game so far. Pick and pop. Butler, left corner 3 is good. 14 now for Jimmy. He's played really well since the first quarter. Lead within 2. Sohan bounces it over to Olivier Maxence Prosper. had a few seasons with Dallas, didn't really work out, and so he follows Luka to the Spurs. Curry, corner three is good. He looked uncomfortable shooting that shot off of one leg. Doesn't matter for the greatest shooter in NBA history, it still goes in. Kajai Stokes for three, no good. That was a nice look. Good job getting open. But again, he's got to make that. Oh my God, what a block! Adembona with the snuff on Stephon Castle. Wembanyama inside, no good. Great defense by Simone Fontecchio. Loggins-Burrell out to Kuminga in the corner. Dosunmu, quick three, will fall. Io's got 8 on perfect shooting, as it's a 1-point game. Kuminga in transition. Out to Roman Loggins-Burrell. His three no good. Bona with the rebound. Bona with the putback. And the Warriors are back on top, 78-77. Luka Doncic with the rebound, runs up the floor quickly. Inside for Jeremy Sohan. He's blocked by Bona. Gets it back, though. Good response by Jeremy Sohan. And the Spurs are back on top, 79-78. Loggins-Burrell with the slam. An explosive above-the-rim athlete. You're going to see some stylish dunks from him this year, so get ready. Wembanyama gets one right back. A slam of his own. 1-point game again with a minute left in the third. Wemby matched up with Butler. That's just not fair for us. Bona doubles, but that leaves an open space for Jalen Duren to get some room on the drive with the slam. 3-point game. Salis with it. Pull-up jumper is good. That was one of his signature shots last year, and with his improvements throughout the offseason, he should only be even more efficient. Salis matched up with Prosper. That's barbecue chicken, baby. And I think it's fair to say Antoine's pretty hungry. He's in for the slam, and that'll wrap up the third quarter. The Warriors up by 1 going into the fourth, but I do have to point out that Steph Curry will not be returning to this game the rest of the way. He was in there for about 6 or 7 minutes in the third quarter, and he played pretty well. That's not the issue. His performance was good, but he looked really uncomfortable out there, and it's game 1 of a long 82-game season. We've got to be smart, especially considering his age. Luka with the slam gets the scoring started here in the fourth. Kajai Stokes with it, sends it over to Jabari Sprenger, getting some action, and he hits a quick three, telling the defender he's too small. First NBA basket for Sprenger, as he really just did not get any minutes last year in Detroit. Here is Jones with it, guarded by Stokes. Pump fake, fools the rookie, and that one is good. Kajai Stokes is a great defender, but he's a rookie. It's going to take him some time to learn. Off the miss. It's Sprenger with the rebound. He looks pretty good out there so far. Out to the rookie, Stokes on the drive. Layup is good with the foul, and one. Flex on him, kiddo. Kajai Stokes with his first NBA bucket, and it's a big one. Kuminga, pull-up three, will fall. And the Warriors lead by 4. We've had the lead a lot today, but this is our first multi-possession lead of the game. Here is Tyus Jones with it, guarded by Salis. Jones inside is trapped, and he's blocked by Adembona. Spurs get it back. Luka fools the rookie on the fake. Layup no good. Ball is tipped. Ends up with Salis. I saw some good defense on that possession by Salis, who's improved a lot on that end of the floor, it looks like, this offseason as he makes the layup. Now has 28 points. If Antoine Salis can be a good defender, though, the sky really is the limit for him. Castle fools Kuminga on the fake for 3. It will rattle in. A shooter's bounce for Stephon Castle. Spurs back within 6. They've got to get moving if they want to have a chance of a comeback. Luka posts up on Salis and just completely bullies him. Luka's bigger, Luka's stronger, and Luka knows it. 4-point game. Here is Jonathan Kuminga with it, matched up with Jones. Takes advantage at the size, gets some room, drives inside, gets the layup and the foul. Castle is the one called for the contact. 7-point lead. Doncic pull-up J is no good. Wemby with the rebound, and he gets the putback despite great defense by Miles Turner. The problem is Victor Wembanyama is just bigger than everybody. There's nothing we can really do. Salis in the corner. Butler 3. It's good! Jimmy Butler with 19 points, and the Spurs call a timeout. Jimmy Butler celebrating a little bit. Maybe it's a bit early for that. There's still 2.5 minutes left. Game's not over. Palermo on the drive. Layup is good. Palermo had that big first quarter. Hasn't been all that impactful since. It's not that he's missing shots, but he's just not taking many. He needs to have the ball more. Wemby for 3. It's good. And we are within 1 score. Again, great play by Miles Turner, but Wemby has 5 inches on him. Pause. Here is Jimmy Butler, gets the screen out to Kuminga. Pump fake, Sochan doesn't bite. On the drive, layup is no good. And the Spurs can bring you within one or tie it here. Wemby out to Palermo. Inside for Sochan, but it's intercepted by Jonathan Kuminga. On the other end, he gets it to Dosunmu. Deep three. Bang! Ayo Dosunmu connects from beyond the arc. The best offense is good defense. Luka looking for a three right back. It's off the mark. Butler with the rebound. Just got to play smart basketball over the next 80 seconds and we should be fine. Turner posts up on Doncic, looking to take advantage of the size. That one is good. It's an 8-point lead for the Warriors. Miles Turner raising the roof. Salis rips it away in transition. Layup is no good. You gotta make that one. That would have probably been for the game. Sochan, pull-up jumper, no good. Turner with the rebound is 12th. Warriors with another chance to seal the deal. Antoine Salis has it. Salis on the drive. Layup is good with the foul and one. And that's your ball game. Too big of the comeback for the Spurs. 118-108 is your final. The Warriors come into San Antonio against the NBA's preseason title favorite and knocks them off on opening night despite a really bad start where we trailed by a dozen within 5 minutes and as much as 14 later in the first quarter. And in a game where Steph Curry played maybe 7 or 8 minutes outside of the first quarter. Everybody else was able to step up and get the job done. And after that first quarter, our team looked old, they looked slow, and I was pretty concerned that this could be a sign of things to come, but clearly not. Luka had 49. He did shoot the ball a lot. It's not like his efficiency was out of this world, and I think we actually really defended him well in the second half. Palermo with 17, Wemby with 14. Both of those guys should have taken more of Luka's shots. As for us, I thought Curry played well. It was good to see him perform at a high level for a 38-year-old, but obviously the injury's not ideal. It's a really minor injury, and I do want him to play over these next few weeks, but we're going to be cautious. We're going to manage the injury. It's not like he's going to play 82 games again this year. We're going to be very safe with how we utilize him. 31 for Antoine, 21 for Jimmy, 16 for Kuminga. Ayo Dosunmu had a great game. Roman Loggins-Burrell had a really productive debut. Kachai Stokes was not as good, but still had that big and one layup in the fourth quarter. Overall, a good showing. I thought we really defended well in the second half. I thought we shot the three ball well. The passing was good. And here is the official injury for Curry. So over the next 2 to 4 weeks, he's going to play in some games and he's going to sit some games. Definitely all back-to-backs. He's only going to play at most once. That's the lineup with him. This is the lineup without him. Antoine Salis would run the one. Ayo Dosunmu would get some minutes. Chris Dunn is going to get some PT because we need a veteran guard off the bench. Roman and Stokes are talented players, but if they're struggling, we need another vet. Jabari Springer is also a guy who could see some more run sooner than later. So I think we're going to simulate our next 3 games going into this matchup against Atlanta. Curry's going to play against New Orleans, but sit out the other 2 games. What I'm excited to watch for over these next couple of weeks is for Antoine Salis to lead the offense. He's going to have such a great opportunity to blossom into a star. Great. Left hand fracture, and he'll be out for 4 to 6 weeks. The Antoine Salis number 1 option era was fun for about 3 minutes. He, as well, played all 82 games last year, and obviously that won't be the case this year. Ayo will run the point. Fontecchio will be the other starter, but we're also probably going to get the rookies an opportunity to start as well. Despite our arguably top 2 scorers getting hurt, we ended up going 3-0. We beat the Clippers with 32 from Jimmy and a nice game from Kuminga. Butler has been playing really well so far despite poor efficiency, and Kuminga's off to a great start as well. These 2 guys have been fantastic with the injuries. Our 2 rookies were decent in this game as we then beat the Pelicans. As I mentioned, Curry did play in this game. He had 27. He was fantastic. And both of the rookies played quite well. And then against the Grizzlies, Curry was out. Salis was out. Still got the job done. They had some guys really not shoot the ball well. Loggins-Burrell played well, and outside of the three-point shooting, he's off to a great start through his first 4 games. And why not have him get a bigger opportunity? So we're going to have him start in this matchup against Atlanta, a team who's been surprisingly really good this year, 4-1. They have 6 lottery picks over the last 2 years, and they have thrown all of these young players into the deep end, essentially, and it's working. We're doing the same here with Roman Loggins-Burrell. He's not going to play a limited role. He's going to get a lot of minutes tonight. We're going to see what he's made of. Jabari Springer, also now regularly in the rotation with the injury to Salis. I'm excited to see what he can do. So let's look at this Atlanta team who's played really well so far this year. The biggest reason has been all of these young guys really finding good chemistry with each other. Zachariah Rice has been their top scorer. He had a pretty good rookie season last year, and he has upped his play this year, averaging 20 points per game on really good efficiency. Their other lottery picks from last year, Shaden Barnabas, Rankin Destino, and Nitro Rodriguez have played well. J.D. Little has played a big role as a rookie, and of course Naheem Martin, their 7th overall pick this year, has given them some good production as well. That's not to mention they had the former number 1 pick, Zachary Rizache, as well. So the amount of young talent on this Hawks team is really fun, and I had a feeling they'd be a good team eventually. I didn't think it would be this quick, but I'm curious to see if this is a flash in the pan or if the Hawks are a legit threat in the Eastern Conference. 1 week into the season, there's only 3 undefeated teams left. The Warriors, the Wolves, and the Knicks are the only teams who have not lost yet. A lot of youth in these starting lineups. Again, for Atlanta, 4 of their 5 starters were lottery picks within the last 2 years. And then for us, the rookie, Roman Loggins-Burrell, making NBA start number 1 of his career as Onyeka Okongwu wins the tip, and we are underway here in Golden State. Zachariah Rice on the drive. Layup no good. Kuminga with the rebound, and the Warriors are looking to move fast. Butler with it. Step back. 3-ball. That one is good. J.D. Little tries to send the contest, but with a guy like Little who's really small, it's basically as if Butler's wide open. Ayo Dosunmu draws the charge. When you have a young team like Atlanta, there's going to be more mistakes, and that's one on Nitro Rodriguez. Loggins-Burrell off the mark. Nice defense by Shaden Barnabas, the second-year pro from Kansas. He gets it to J.D. Little, who hits the jumper. Little, drafted 14th overall this year out of Notre Dame. 6'4", Rice, corner 3 is good. Zachariah Rice, looking like one of the better players in the Season 1 draft class, hits that one from deep. Jimmy Butler, step back, inside. Adem-Bona! With the throwdown. Miles Turner already has a couple fouls, so Bona has entered the game to replace him early. 11-8, Jimmy Butler off the inbound. Corner 3 is good. And Jimmy Butler, who shot sub 30% from deep so far, is already 2 for 2 today. J.D. Little with it, gets it over to Zachariah Rice for 3. That one will fall despite quick contest from Chris Dunn. 16-13, a really low-scoring game so far. Nice move by the rookie out of Marquette, Kajai Stokes, who's shown some good things, but hasn't been overall very consistent through the first 4 games of the year. Chris Dunn, step back. That one is good from deep. I did not know Chris Dunn had that in his bag. I've got to be completely honest. Kuminga has it stripped away and stolen. Zachary Rizache ends up with it. Out to Rankin Destino. Inside for Ben Simmons. Another former high draft pick. Not a recent high draft pick, but he is a high pick. Norris with it at the end of the first, loses it. Fontecchio with the steal, and he is immediately intercepted trying to go deep for Stokes. Simmons out to Norris in the corner. Rizache for 3 at the buzzer! The Atlanta Hawks take the lead at the end of the first quarter with a triple from the Frenchman. Zachary Rizache. 21-20, a low-scoring defensive battle. When you have a team like Atlanta, you'd expect it to be high-scoring. Quick offense, sloppy defense. That has not been the case. These guys have guarded us well. Off the miss, Destino inside for Nitro Rodriguez. A lottery pick in Season 1 out of Ole Miss. Sat for most of the first quarter, having 2 fouls. As Simmons is blocked. I think that was Ayo who had a hand on it. He gets it out to Jimmy Butler for 3. And that one will rattle in. 3 triples in the first half for Jimmy Butler as it's 25-23. Even though it's a low-scoring game, it's been very competitive so far as Rizache hits another triple. The Hawks back ahead by 1. 26-25. Max Strus with it in the corner. Simmons lobs it up! Nitro Rodriguez is a talented forward who plays with energy. He's explosive for his size, and he's a really, really fun player. Destino's doubled, nearly loses it inside for Rizache, and that one is blocked! Roman Loggins-Burrell with the denial. In real time, I thought it was a steal, but they did call it a block officially. And on the other end, it's Jabari Springer with the slam. Springer hasn't played a lot, but when he's been in the game, he's been really impressive. 29-28, Rizache with it, and he's intercepted by Dosunmu. In transition, grab your binoculars. We're going sightseeing! Roman Loggins Burrell with the slam. His head got basically as high as the rim. Great defense by Ayo Dosunmu, who quietly is having a great year so far. Strus, step back three is good. The Strus is loose. 33-31. Loggins Burrell gets by Strus and slams it home again, this time for an and one. The rookie making a statement. Here in the second quarter, he would miss the free throw, however. 35-33, there's J.D. Little from deep. And when you have small guards like this who primarily play on the ball, they're usually quite inefficient. Little has not been 50, 40, 90 so far as the Hawks are in for the and one. That's Zachariah Rice making the play. Loggins Burrell called for the foul. 7-point game. Fontecchio for three. That one will fall. Simone Fontecchio is a good shooter. He's been a little inconsistent over the last couple of years in Detroit, but I'm confident that he'll look better here as Rodriguez is in for the throwdown off the assist on the lob by Rice. J.D. Little with it. Ooh, what a move on Chris Dunn as it eventually rattles in. J.D. Little continues to look really impressive so far in his young career as he gets open off the ball. Layup is good. And throughout the pre-draft process, I said it would do him well to learn how to play without the ball in his hands, and it seems like he already is. Little out to Barnabas from deep. That one is good. And the Hawks are starting to build a lead. They're up by 8. 49-41. Turner out to Kuminga. Step back, inside, intercepted by Onyeka Okongwu, the elder statesman of this group. Rodriguez with it. His layup is good, and it's now a 10-point lead for Atlanta. 41 points in the first half is completely unacceptable as Rice's half-court heave is no good. With Steph Curry and Antoine Saliz out of the game and missing our two shot creators, it has been noticed. Our shooting has not been good. Our passing has not been good. Our shot-making ability has not been good. The offense looks like they don't have a true primary creator out there. And when we're healthy, one of Curry or Saliz should always be in the game, but right now neither of them are. Of course, Curry can technically play, but again, we're taking it smart. It's a long 82-game season. He's 38 years old. As Jonathan Kuminga starts the second half of the three, hopefully a sign of things to come as this offense looks to get rolling. Rodriguez is in for the dunk. Atlanta moving quickly up and down the floor. With us being an older team and them being a younger team, these guys can certainly move faster in transition. There's Little from deep. It's a 12-point game. The Hawks have done a nice job of slowly but surely building up this lead as this game is going along. Butler looking for a response, and he gets one as he connects in the corner. Warriors shooting the three ball pretty well in the second half. We'll see if they can keep that going. Rice from deep. That one rattles in. And the Hawks are back up by a dozen. 61-49, Jimmy Butler with it. Gets it over to Kuminga. Pump fake into the lane. Layup is good. Nice move by Jonathan Kuminga. Already has more points in this half than he did in the first half. 61-51, Nitro Rodriguez. His pass is tipped. Ends up with Okongwu. Dunn will then steal it away. Here comes the Warriors inside. Jabari Springer. Turnaround blocked. What a play by Nitro Rodriguez. On the other end, Rodriguez has it, layup, and the foul! So Nitro blocks Springer defensively, then he gets fouled by him on offense and still makes the shot. Would miss the free throw as Rice is blocked by Simone Fontecchio. In for Dunn, over to Springer, who slams it home. I don't want to make any stupid comparisons that will age poorly, but Jabari Springer moves a lot like his pops did. Like father, like son. J.D. Little from deep yet again, 66-53. Butler thought about the shot, won't take. Out to Chris Dunn on the drive, layup is good. We've gotten some nice production out of Chris Dunn so far. He's played well for us in limited spurts as he gets it to Butler. Out to Springer for three, and it's good. Jabari Springer continuing to be a bright spot in a game where the offense has been not good. As Nitro Rodriguez hits the corner three, Rodriguez has 15 points on 7 of 7 shooting from the field. Springer brings the ball up, crosses over Rice on the drive with the slam. And again, I feel like I'm watching Darius Springer a little bit, seeing Jabari take that all the way himself for the slam. 69-60. Here's Rankin Destino with it. He's trapped. Eventually, the Warriors sag off of him. Oh my God! What a block by Adembona. Hawks keep it. Rodriguez with it. Pull-up jumper. No good. He finally missed. Okongwu, rebound. Destino for three. Can't let them get an easy second chance, or really third chance opportunities like they did there. 12-point game. Loggins Burrow in for the layup. He's got 7, with pretty much all of his production coming from inside the paint, scoring-wise today. Here is Rice with it on the drive. Oh my goodness! Zachariah Rice with a powerful dunk over his former college teammate at Duke, Jabari Springer. Rice, again, this time from deep, and it is a 15-point lead for Atlanta, their biggest of the night. Simmons' lob attempt is deflected by Springer in transition. Bona out to the rookie, Kajai Stokes, who sends it home. Obviously, Loggins Burrell is the more dynamic athlete, but Kajai Stokes can get up there too. Simmons with a beautiful pass for Rice, who has had a very impressive third quarter here for Atlanta. Springer brings the ball up again, calling for a screen. It's Kajai Stokes with it, gets open, lets it fly from beyond the arc, and it's good. Kajai Stokes has not shot the three ball well with us so far this year, but I'm confident that's going to come along. It's one of the biggest assets of his game. Off the miss, here's Rizache, hands it off to Zachariah Rice. With just seconds left in the quarter. Rice, pull-up jumper is good. Atlanta very clearly in the driver's seat through 3 as Springer gets it, turns around, gets a nice look, but the shot is off the mark from deep. 81-67, we've got to pick it up. We were better on offense in that quarter, still not great, but improved, as Naheem Martin is there with the steal, the rookie out of Cincinnati. In transition, Rankin Destino with it on the drive. Out to the wing for Zachary Rizache, who hits the 3, and the Hawks are now up by 17 points. Roman Loggins Burrell, pump fake on the drive with the throwdown again. Some early highlight slams from the rookie. He is pure dunk contest material. Don't be surprised to see him in the All-Star weekend. As Rankin Destino hits the fadeaway. 17-point game. Not looking good here for Golden State. Hoping for a miracle as Jimmy Butler gets it out to Ayo Dosunmu. His 3 is good on the right wing, and it is a 14-point game. Jimmy Butler with it over to Dunn. Hands it off for Roman Loggins. Burrell again. This time he's in for the reverse. He hasn't hit any jump shots today, but at least he's looking good inside. Shot no good. Nice defense by Dunn. Loggins Burrell with the rebound. He gets it over to Dosunmu. Out to Jimmy Butler on the drive. Butler layup is good. Leads within 10. Young teams like Atlanta take time to learn how to win games, and we've got to take advantage of that, making a comeback only down by 8. Nice move by Shaden Barnabas, and the lead is back at 10. But all it takes is for us to get hot and them get cold, and with a young team like them and an experienced team like us, it's definitely possible. But not with plays like that. Shaden Barnabas, the 4th, with the slam. 12-point game again. We've really got to get moving if we want this to happen. Dosunmu with it from deep. It's good. Ayo Dosunmu is a dozen, and the lead is back down to 9. Zachary Rizache gets it out to Max Strus, who gets a 3 right back, and Atlanta regains a 12-point lead. Kuminga with it in the corner for Butler. 17 and 8, productive on offense in the corner. That one rattles out from deep. And here comes Atlanta, pushing the pace again. Rice gets by Loggins Burrell. No good. Gets his own miss. His pass is tipped and ends up with Barnabas, and the Hawks will reset the possession. Golden chance for us to make a play there. We don't take advantage, and sure enough, Zachariah Rice connects from deep. Rice has really shot the 3 ball well, but has been inefficient from 2. But nonetheless, he's one of the biggest reasons why the Hawks are going to likely walk out of here with a win. Stokes throws up a 3. It's good. We're going to have both of the rookies play pretty much the rest of the way. Sure, comeback is still possible, but why not have these guys out there in a late game situation? See what we can get from them. As J.D. Little with a nice move. Step back. His jumper is good. Stayed inside the arc, but a really nice move. Little's body control on some of these hard shots today has been really impressive. What a play by Jimmy Butler. How did he move that fast? Nice pass by Loggins Burrell inside for Stokes. He's got a career-high 12 points. 12-point game. Rodriguez inside. It's tipped and stolen. These rookies are making some plays here down the stretch. Stokes with it in the corner. Butler thinks about the 3, won't take. Out to Kuminga on the drive. Step back. Ooh, what a move. It's no good. Loggins Burl, offensive rebound. Then, yeah, shot it behind the net. That's the kind of day it has been on offense for the Warriors. Following possession, Butler with it. Lobs it up for the rookie! Roman Loggins Burl is airborne! And Nitro Rodriguez is the victim that time. 13 points, 5 dunks for the rookie. 10-point game. Golden State running a press, although it's kind of a lost cause. And I think this shot is probably the dagger for good. Zachariah Rice hits the three under a minute to go. Simmons has it stripped away and stolen by Kajai Stokes. Looks to take it himself on the other way. Makes the layup with the foul and one. A very productive fourth quarter for Kajai Stokes, who has 13 points in the second half. Loggins Burl, step back, no good, and that'll do it. The undefeated season for the Warriors is no more. They fall 105-96 to Atlanta. I feel like the game wasn't even really as close as the scores suggested. The Hawks took control in the first quarter, and they built their lead slowly but surely up until the fourth quarter, where we kind of made a comeback. I don't think the game was ever closer than like 6 or 7, but we played well in the fourth, I guess. 17 points is the leading scorer. That's not going to be enough. Jimmy Butler was solid overall. He did have 9 assists. I thought the rookies played well. 15 for Stokes on good efficiency. Kuminga was solid. Loggins Burl, a lot of dunks. He did not shoot the ball well and has been abysmal from 3 this year, 0 for 4 today. And then Miles Turner, 1 for 6. He has been horrific on offense so far. His true shooting barely starts with the number 4. We're only 5 games in. I'm willing to give him time. It took him half the year to get going on offense a season ago, but he's got to play better. 26 for Rice, 21 for Little, and look at the efficiency. 71% true shooting as a 6'1 rookie point guard. That's unheard of. Rodriguez, 7 of 8. He had a good game. Atlanta shot the 3 ball better than they did from 2. They got hot from beyond the arc. They played a slow-paced game, which is rare for a young team like that. And we really miss Steph Curry, and luckily we don't have that many games over the next week or so we can play him through precaution. I think we're going to run an 11-man rotation right now because Dunn and Springer have both been good, and if we do go back to 10, I think Fontecchio might be the first casualty because he has been outplayed by both Chris Dunn and Jabari Springer. So we're going to do some simulating. Again, not a lot of games over the next couple of weeks, which I think is a good thing. We are going to make it through the second game against Utah, including an in-season tournament against Dallas. So that's where we're going to simulate up to first. We get a trade offer from the Pelicans, Roman Loggins Burl for Jordan Hawkins. He's a nice young player, but I'm good. Roman Loggins Burl has been far from perfect, but I think we're looking at a potentially really good player. Miles Turner for Grayson Allen and DeAnthony Melton. Yes, Miles Turner has not been very good this year, but that would be a pretty silly trade. So we ended up winning the next 3 games. We're 7-1 against the Lakers. 33 for Kuminga, 29 for Curry. Adembona goes 9 for 9. And even in a game where Io shoots 1 for 10, we still win by about 50. Then we blow out the Hornets, winning by 29. Another good game for Steph, who's been playing out of his mind this year. Even with the injury, he's been fantastic. 26 for Butler, 24 for Adembona. He's been balling so far this year. And then we take care of business against a bad Utah team. Their leading scorer only at 14 points. So we're really playing some good basketball right now. We are 7-1, bringing us to our first in-season tournament game against Dallas. We're going to tighten up the rotation a little bit. Fontecchio will not play here because this is an important game. I'd like to win it. The Mavericks have been up and down so far as we get this offer from Detroit. Isaiah Stewart's playing well. I think he'd be a good fit here. Io is also having a good year. I'm not looking to trade him. But Isaiah Stewart, interesting idea. So we're going to simcast this game. If it gets close, I'll hop in late. The Mavericks seem to have control, however, and it looks like they will win this one. So despite our great start to the regular season, we lose our first in-season tournament game. 24 for Steph, 24 for Jonathan Kuminga. Overall, though, the team shot the 3 ball horribly. We're going to simulate these next 3 games. I think Curry's going to sit at least once, maybe twice. So he would end up coming back for good after the Boston game, which we ended up losing against both Dallas and Boston. 26 of 79 and 5 of 36 in this 30-point loss against Dallas. Yikes. Then against Boston, we struggled, but at least we beat Utah. Remember last year, we could not beat the Jazz, who won like 10 games. So at least we're getting by them this year. Not playing that well down the stretch, losing 3 of 4, but we're still 8-4, and we're still producing even with Curry playing like half the games, and Antoine Salis has only played 1 full game. That'll wrap up the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.